Coming down in 3, 2, 1. Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? It's me, Joey P, Joe Pizzapia, and welcome to 5 Things right here on FantraxHQ. These are 5 things to look for in Week 7 in the NFL, so let's get after it. The first one is Darryl Henderson and the usage of Darryl Henderson. So, as we're filming this right now, I don't know if Todd Gurley's going to play or not play. We're still kind of cycling through news, but regardless, I'm curious to see how Darryl Henderson continues to work himself in this offense. Got a little taste last week in what was a bad showing. Bad for the Rams. Did I mention it was bad? Because it was bad. But anyway, Darryl Henderson, whether or not Gurley plays or doesn't, it looks like he might be carving out a little role for himself in the offense. So if he's still available on the waiver wire, if he wasn't picked up this week, you might want to go add him just to speculate and see what's going on, especially if you're a Todd Gurley owner. Number 2, will Josh Jacobs' workload continue? That workload was stout against the Bears, which a lot of people were surprised by. I'm not, because, hey, he's your best weapon on offense. You might as well use him. He's coming off a bye. I think they're going to go right back at it. How do you beat the Packers? Well, you try to find your opportunities there. You saw Matt Stafford take some opportunities and some shots. And look, it was a real competitive game until the referees got involved. But still, Derek Carr and the Raiders can make this competitive. But the real reason they can do that is giving the ball to Josh Jacobs. I would expect 20 touches from him in this game, maybe even more potentially. So keep an eye on that, because if that usage continues, second half of the year, Josh Jacobs could kind of sneak in that conversation as low-end RB1 material. All right, the third thing to keep an eye on, it's another running back thing. Can you believe it? There's a theme. Davonte Freeman's rushing workload. Will that carry over from last week? Last week was another tough loss for the Falcons, but what's been happening is Davonte Freeman's getting a ton of looks in the passing game, not so much at the rushing. Last week, he put it all together. Will that carry over against the Rams? I hope so, because I got too many shares of Freeman that I want to admit. But at the same time, if it does, that is also a good sign for hopefully him starting to get on track, and maybe the Falcons get on track as well. Number 4, this is another thing to watch for. This is going to be super fun. Battle for Rookie of the Year? Perhaps, because Daniel Jones will be in New York at home, hopefully with Barkley back, taking on Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals. Not a lot of defense in this game. I would expect a lot of points, and I would expect a fun football game. At least I'm hoping that to be. But that's definitely something to watch. These are 2 young quarterbacks that are certainly trending in the right direction. Daniel Jones, obviously, tough week to ask him to go on the road in New England in the bad weather and be any good. But look, still, this is a much more favorable matchup, so expect some scoring on both sides of the football. And the last thing to watch for in Week 5 in the NFL is this. Speaking of those aforementioned Patriots, who's going to step up and kind of be the next guy besides Julian Edelman in that offense? Because it hasn't been Josh Gordon. Yes, he's been banged up a bit, and now they brought Ben Watson back after they released Ben Watson after he'd been suspended, and he came back and they released him, and then they just added him back this week. Will it be Jacoby Myers? Will it be N'Keal Harry? Probably not, considering he didn't have the greatest preseason. He didn't look all that comfortable, and apparently was dropping balls all over practices. But somebody's got to step up and kind of fill that void as the number 2 option in the passing game, besides James White. And I don't know who it's going to be, but I think you should keep an eye on it in this Jets game, because I think that's the dude that you want to pay attention to, because they need to either make a trade, or if somebody internally step up, whether it be Gordon or some of these other guys like Dorsett or Myers or N'Keal Harry, because they definitely need somebody else in that passing game to become a threat, and become a threat right away if they're going to keep being perfect the rest of the season. All right, you can follow me on the Twitter machine, at JoePizzapia17. Check out all the great content right here at FantraxHQ. That'll do it for me, Joey P. We'll see you next time, kids. Peace.